All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about Terence Crawford being warned that Errol Spence Jr. is not coming back down to 147 pounds, so it is time to make it hot with the other top contenders in the division. Let's talk about that. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, one of the glory divisions in the sport of boxing, which I hope, because of recent developments, can now start to grow again after the debacle called Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight negotiations. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we do on a daily basis. So join the growing boxing family, because we got a lot of really good conversations going on a daily basis, both in the live streams and in the chats. Also, thank you to everybody that supports in the live streams. And thank you to everybody that supports videos like this in a new way that YouTube has to support content creators, which is called a super thanks. You can donate to the channel in the little heart and the dollar sign right there. If you cannot afford to do it, do not worry about it. But if you can help your favorite channels, whether it's mine or somebody else's, it is definitely a great way to continue to get this content put out. Now, let's get into the subject matter of the video. All right, so Errol Spence Jr. is now going to have, according to reports, going to have his first fight at 154 pounds against Keith Thurman. He will not be defending his WBA, WBC, or IBF titles in that fight, obviously, because you cannot defend your titles at a weight class at any weight above the limit, at least, unless, Canelo Alvarez asks for it. If you're Canelo, you may well get it, but they're not going to do that in this case. So Errol Spence Jr. is officially going to get a 154-pound fight. Many people are wondering why he would do this. Why would the WBC allow him to fight Keith Thurman over 147 pounds? And it very well may be, according to what Jaron Ennis says, a case of Errol Spence Jr. saying, I'm just done with the weight division. If I go up to 154 pounds, I'm staying at 154 pounds. And I think that is most likely what is going to happen. Now, there was information that was released by the WBA, reported that the WBA said that after the fight with Keith Thurman, that they will give Errol Spence Jr. 60 days to negotiate a fight with Terence Crawford. Otherwise, he has to fight the winner of Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz. However, I think the most reasonable thing to expect is for Errol just to stay at 154 pounds, because that's not much for him. That's not much for him with that fight defending his WBA title. And, if you listen to his camp where, and I'm telling you, Derek James was saying this right in front of Errol Spence Jr., which was like, look, sometimes in life, you just do not get what you want to get, and you got to move on and do something else. So I agree with Jaron Ennis that there's a high probability that Errol Spence Jr. just stays and moves strap season up to 154 pounds, where he doesn't have to deal with the negotiations of Terence Crawford, who, in my opinion, clearly did not want that fight. However, there is a silver lining in every cloud, because Terence Crawford is still at 147 pounds. And fortunately, there are several other fighters in that division that would make great fights to watch with Terence Crawford. Right now, many people during all of this conversation about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, people talked about legacy and, what's Terence Crawford's legacy if he doesn't fight Errol Spence, and what's Errol Spence Jr.'s legacy if he doesn't fight Terence Crawford. And my point of view has always been this, that I don't care about their legacy. What I care about is being able to see a really good fight on Saturday, because that's really the only tangible thing that, that I, as a boxing fan, can enjoy. I want to see Terence Crawford in a good competitive fight. I want to see Errol Spence Jr. in a good competitive fight. And after 6-7 months of back and forth and talking about every update that was going on in this fight that was almost signed, almost signed, almost signed, almost signed, nearly done, nearly done, nearly done, got a little bit tired of it. Not that I will not continue to talk about the subject, because, hey, man, that's the biggest topic in boxing. So definitely going to talk about it. However, now that fight didn't happen, and we know that Errol Spence Jr. is going to be fighting at least his first fight in 154, then, hey, man, let's try to make lemons. Let's make lemonade out of these lemons. What is Terence Crawford going to do? He has a great fight that he can make with either the winner of Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, or the winner of, or whoever winds up getting the IBF and the WBC belts, which more than likely are going to be fighters with the PBC, because those guys have pretty much all of the belts right at this point in time. So and they also have a bunch of welterweights signed to them, whether it is Speedy Rashidi Ellis or Villa, who just beat Speedy Rashidi Ellis, or whether it is Jaron, or whether it's Jaron Ennis. But obviously, the WBA is more than likely going to be with Golden Boy and DAZN. But whatever can happen, Terence Crawford is right there, able to fight any one of those guys, and any one of those guys would be a great matchup for Terence Crawford. Errol Spence Jr. has matchups aplenty that he can make at 154 pounds, whether it is Tim Tszyu, especially the Jermell Charlo fight, which I have been pushing for a long time. And I know there's people out there that think I'm a sadist, because I want the guy that I believe is the top welterweight to fight the guy that is clearly the best guy at 154 pounds. However, obviously, Errol Spence Jr. and Jermell Charlo are in the same camp with one another. But Errol said, hey, man, ain't nothing. He's not concerned at all. He said he will fight Jermell Charlo. So, whatever the case is, these are opportunities for us to get good fights at 154 and 147. And almost as importantly is having good fights, having consistent fights. Now, personally, I would rather see consistently good fights versus the idea of a great fight consistently. Let me repeat that. I would rather consistently see good top level fights than talk about the best fight consistently. And that's what we've been doing. Clearly, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is that type of fight where it's like, wow, everybody's looking forward to it. Everybody wants to know who could win. All of that good stuff is in it. However, it takes two to tango, and Terence Crawford didn't want to tango. So now let's move on. If Terence Crawford is going to continue to fight, hey, man, Jaron Ennis is there. You guys don't think Jaron Ennis looked good against Karen Kukadajov? Great. All the better. Go ahead and beat Terence. Go beat Jaron Ennis. He's still an undefeated fighter. If you can't work that fight out for whatever reason, hey, good. Fight the winner of Virgil Ortiz, Ennis. Any way we go, let's get a good fight and let Terence Crawford start unifying belts at 147 pounds. I don't think it's realistic for him to go to 154, though, because there's absolutely nothing up there for him. Because the relationship that he has with the PBC has got to be a little bit suspect. You know what I mean? And he clearly doesn't trust him. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.